In the bustling city of Tamba, where the old and new blend, like the colors of a vibrant cloth, lived a couple that many envied. Their names were Amanda and Charles Enja. They were the kind of couple people pointed to as an example of success and love. Amanda was a radiant woman in her late 20s, known for her beauty, intelligence, and a fast-growing fashion brand that was beginning to make waves beyond the country. Charles, her husband, was a calm and thoughtful man, an architect whose designs were slowly shaping the city's skyline. Their story looked perfect on paper, in pictures, and in the eyes of family and friends, but the truth behind the closed doors of the Enja household was far from the glossy image they presented. For months, a silence had settled over their home like a thick, suffocating fog. It wasn't the comfortable silence of two people who understood each other. It was the sharp, cold silence of people trying to avoid the wounds they could no longer hide. Amanda would sit in her beautifully decorated living room, scrolling through her phone with a smile that didn't quite reach her eyes. Charles, busy with his work, would come home late and sit at the dining table, lost in his thoughts, barely acknowledging her presence. Their conversations were few, and when they did talk, it was about mundane things, bills, schedules, the baby they were hoping for but hadn't yet conceived. One evening, Amanda's world changed forever. She was organizing her phone when she found it. An innocuous message notification on Charles's device left unlocked. The message was short, almost casual. "I miss you too. Same time next week?" The sender's name was Ola, Charles's childhood friend and business partner. Amanda froze. Her heart raced, her hands trembled. She stared at the screen, her mind flooding with questions and fears. Who was Ola, really? What did this message mean? Was this just a friendly business meeting, or something more? She swallowed her fear and chose silence. She decided not to confront Charles. Maybe, she told herself, she was overthinking. Maybe it was nothing. But inside, a storm was raging. Days turned to weeks, and the silence between Amanda and Charles grew heavier. He noticed her coldness, but assumed it was just the stress of her expanding business. Meanwhile, Amanda's mind replayed that message endlessly, twisting every smile and glance into suspicion. What Charles didn't know was that Amanda was battling her own secret. In those lonely nights, when the city lights blurred through their bedroom window, Amanda found herself drawn to someone else, Oscar, a young creative designer who worked closely with her. Oscar was kind, attentive, and unlike Charles, he listened to her fears and frustrations without judgment. Their conversations stretched long into the night, their shared laughter a balm for Amanda's aching heart, though nothing physical passed between them. The emotional closeness was undeniable. And then came the news. Amanda discovered she was pregnant. Instead of joy, a wave of terror washed over her. For months, she wondered, was this child Charles's? Or was it something else? A silent question she kept locked away. Too scared to ask, the pressure from family didn't help. Mama Nosa, Charles's mother, was relentless. "Amanda," she said, during one of her frequent visits, "when will you give us a grandchild? Other women have already made their sons fathers. What are you waiting for?" Her words cut deeper than any wound. Amanda's own family expected perfection. She was the eldest daughter, the one who had to set an example. To admit she was struggling was unthinkable, so she suffered in silence. Wearing a mask for the world, the breaking point came on a night thick with tension. Charles came home to find Amanda sitting in the dark, tears silently streaming down her face. He sat beside her gently. "Amanda, what's wrong with us?" he asked, voice soft and broken. She laughed bitterly. "Us? You ask me that? Go ask Ola." His face froze. "What about Ola?" "I saw your messages," she spat. "Are you cheating on me?" The question hung in the air like a knife. Charles tried to explain. "It's not what you think. Ola and I were planning a surprise project for you, something I wanted to keep secret. Hey, don't lie to me." Amanda shouted. The air thickened with years of hurt. Then Charles revealed the truth he had hidden. "Why have you been meeting Oscar behind my back?" Amanda's defenses cracked. She confessed the emotional connection with Oscar, insisting nothing physical had happened. But the guilt was suffocating, and then she whispered the hardest truth. "Charles, I'm pregnant, but I don't know if this child is yours." Charles staggered back as if struck. The days that followed were hell. Mama Nosa burst into their home, furious and demanding answers. Relatives took sides. Accusations flew like daggers. The house, once a sanctuary, was now a battlefield. In desperation, Amanda and Charles agreed to take a prenatal DNA test. The wait was agonizing, every day. Amanda wondered if she had destroyed the family she once dreamed of. Charles wrestled with his anger and heartbreak. Finally, the results arrived. Their hands shook as they opened the envelope. Probability of paternity, 99.9%. Tears flowed freely, relief, sorrow, and hope mingling. The truth didn't fix everything, but it opened a door. A family counselor helped them peel back the layers. The real problem wasn't infidelity. It wasn't the messages. It wasn't Oscar or Ola. It was communication. It was assumption. It was unspoken wounds and pressure from society. It was two people suffering alone, instead of together for the first time in months. Amanda and Charles looked at each other with honesty. They apologized genuinely. They forgave slowly. They rebuilt brick by brick months later. Amanda gave birth to a baby girl. Charles named her Eliana, meaning God answered my prayers. As they held their daughter, Charles whispered, "We were broken, but we chose to heal," Amanda replied. And this time, we healed together. Our story became a testimony in their community, not of perfection, but of resilience.
Moral of the story.
It's not about perfection. It is not about pretending. It is not about hiding pain behind smiles. It is about communication, honesty, and choosing each other again and again even when the storms come. Because sometimes, the crack in the wall is not the end. It's the beginning of rebuilding something stronger.
If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and turn on your post notifications so you get noticed when I upload a video.